Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different league, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Sports Reporter. I am your temporary host, Tony, or Seven, as most of you know me. We, as Will would say, we have a cast of thousands today talking everything going on in the world of sports, including a lot going on in baseball right now as baseball season's in full swing. The NBA playoffs have already gotten off to an amazing start, including some great games last night. We got a couple of games going on right now. Just a quick update for you. We have the Pistons over the Knicks, currently 92-88, 2:33 left in the fourth. Definitely a close game. And then
Yo, can you hear me, Seven? You may be muted, bro. I think you're muted.
there we go. Now I can hear you. How did that mute me? I was just talking with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
No
weird.
idea, man. I don't know. Your computer doesn't like you this morning.
Yeah, I don't know.
know it's or this afternoon, this evening. Jesus, I think it's morning.
Do you know what time it is, though?
Apparently, yeah, it's 9:04 because I'm here on the podcast. But yeah, I don't know what your intro was there, but I'm going to assume, in the words of not my champion John Cena, I think what you were saying was a clickbait question, so I will not be answering that tonight.
A clickbait question.
Oh, you got to watch his press conference from after WrestleMania.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet.
The dude gets asked 4 questions, and 3 of them are legit sources, like it's Muscle and Fitness Magazine, ESPN, and USA Today. And the questions are legit. Hey, so you won your 17th title. We didn't see The Rock show up tonight. What's the relationship between you and The Rock? And Cena kind of goes, I think that's a clickbait question. I think you guys are looking for headlines. I'm very disappointed. Next question. So then the next question is from ESPN, and he goes, "That's a very solid source. Let's hear your question." So he goes, "Yeah, 17 times. You haven't smiled since Elimination Chamber. Are we going to see your smile now that you have the 17th?" You know what? I think that is. I think that's a clickbait question. I'm very disappointed in your journalism. Well, you know what? I'll give it one more shot. So then somebody from USA Today was like, "Hey, you've won 17 titles. How does this compare to the other titles that you've had, and what is your mindset moving forward?" I'm really disappointed with all of you. All of you are just asking clickbait questions to get the headlines. So here's a headline for you. Watch Monday Night Raw and see how I destroy professional wrestling. Thank you. And then he gets up and leaves. Like it is the best interview by a dickhead in forever. Like I am. Oh my
That's
god,
fantastic.
beautiful. What up, Will?
You doing all right, buddy?
Hold on.
Did you break something?
There we go. I got it.
Okay.
Hello.
You
How
good,
you guys
buddy?
doing tonight?
Not too bad, Will. Not too bad. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, doing fantastic. Awesome Wrestlemania. Who the heck?
Uh-oh. Did we get a clickbait headline?
Oh, what's up, Kyle?
Someone called me and I have no idea who that is. Anyway,
Tell them to watch the show and put their questions in chat.
there you go. Have no clue who that is, but hope everyone's having a great weekend. Let me go ahead and bring my girl Erica in real quick. Erica, how you doing?
Doing good. How's everybody else doing?
I would be much better if night 2 of WrestleMania wasn't a complete and total drag. Like night 2 totally just blew.
Let's talk about that for a second.
But you know what? Hold on. Before y'all talk about your WrestleMania, you guys are going to be really, really shocked. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well,
I'm ready.
you ain't looking.
I'm ready. OKC,
AFC, UFC,
UFC.
OKC. It ain't going to be the Lakers in 5, dude. It ain't going to be the Lakers in 5. We'll go over that when we talk basketball.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Well,
oh, man.
I have a new TV show idea.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be a reality show competition. It's Antonio Brown versus Kanye West. Who can out crazy the other? We're going to call it CT Yeezy. And I think I am about to be a rich fucking man.
Damn. I think so. And you got to we got to get a guest appearance by LeVar Ball. Him never lost. And then he has to side whoever loses, because then he has to say he never lost, but he did. But no, well, did you watch WrestleMania, Will?
Man, I was about to ask you.
The only thing that I didn't catch, and it's the event that I really wanted to because I was working in the middle of Saturday, was NXT Stand and Deliver. And I have 2 people in the household that I live with said that Stand and Deliver was better than both nights of WrestleMania. So I'm told.
My only issue with this, you pull Bailey off the card for some reason. I still don't know why you pulled her off the card.
According to reports, she had a partially torn rotator cuff in her left shoulder that she had to get surgery on. That's the only reason they pulled her.
Okay. See, I didn't hear that.
I guess she got hurt on the Monday Night Raw Gauntlet tag team match that they did. And I guess reports showed Tuesday that they had to go in and do surgery. So that's why they pulled her off the card. I don't know why they pulled Ray off the card. And I'm okay with Mysterio getting pulled because Ray Phoenix was a really good substitute for that match.
Yeah.
But
let me go ahead.
Go ahead, Will.
Let me go ahead and get some thoughts and opinions out there. Probably to me the funniest match on the card, Orton versus Hendry. What did you guys think about that?
Loved it. The only issue that I have no problem with Randy going over, and I think the state that WWE is, they're not going to let a veteran guy lose even to the head champion of another company. But the only thing that really bothered me with that match was how fast Hendry got beat. If they would have made it like a 10-minute match, hey, that's another company's top champion. It kind of made the top champion look weak. Granted, it's going up against Randy Orton, who's a 20-year vet in the business, but you got to find a happy medium in it. So
yeah, I agree. But the way they did it, that pose and then that RKO right after.
Oh, that was beautiful. Beautifully done.
That
and
was
then
sweet.
the Orton mock when he turned around and did it, and then the
Yep.
That was
awesome.
Oh, chef's kiss.
That was awesome.
Yep.
We also had a return of a couple of superstars. First, we had the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin,
who may or may not have hurt someone while driving drunk on his ATV during night 2.
I hope he ain't hurt that person. I hope he ain't hurt him.
So. The way Nick Khan was talking to talking to the lady, though. Oof. This is why you do not drink and drive even ATVs, people.
When you book Stone Cold,
oh yeah,
is anybody actually surprised that this is what happened when he came in?
No,
the dude has driven a literal beer truck.
Yeah. Still not as funny as Kurt Angle driving the milk truck, but
I agree. That was
funny.
That was great.
We also had Becky Lynch return, and she was a tag team champion with Lyra Valkyria for one night before they put the belts back on Raquel and Liv.
You knew that was going to happen, though. You knew that was going to happen, though.
I would have been okay with Becky and Lyra dropping the belts to Tatum and Gigi the next night on NXT. I'm one of those people that don't understand why WWE is like, cool, you're going to be our champ, but you're only going to keep it for 24 hours. And it wasn't even 24 hours that they kept it. So, I mean, the only underlining benefit to them losing the title was it gave Becky Hill a platform for a heel turn. That's the only thing that I can think of that benefited from it all. So
right. I was going to ask about the 4-way Intercontinental Championship match. We had Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta. We got a new champion, Dom. What you guys think about that?
I'll let you start, 7.
I was
too busy with you guys. Got it. What about you, Erica? Got it. Cool. Will, I will take the floor from here, man. First off, that sounds like a really...
Me and 7 have been sitting here making faces at each other. He's over here like... and I'm over here just Erica, like, okay, cool. Y'all
Erica,
go
in the words of not my champion, John Cena, that sounded a lot like a clickbait response. So I will not be answering that.
Listen, I know what an RKO is. And I know who Roman Reigns is. All right, that's my tribal chief.
Number one.
But
no,
you better shut your fucking mouth, sir.
In all seriousness, though, Dominic Mysterio got the title. I may not.
You might be on top of me, but you're not choking me, so you don't get to talk, Will.
Roman's not choking you either.
I'm about to choke the fuck out you if you keep talking.
I've been a Mariners fan. We've been choking all of our lives.
So then you'll be used to the feeling. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. He's into that sort of thing.
Remember,
there's no place like home. I'm going to Kansas.
Remember,
where do you think the freakiness began, Erica? There's nothing to do in Kansas.
Parental advisory, folks. Explicit contents up in the corner.
Right here, baby. But no, in all seriousness, I thought it was a really solid match. I would have preferred Breaker to hold the title, but after listening and doing some research, Dom has been in the business for 5 years now and hasn't held a main show title. So I'm okay with it. I'm going to be interested to see where they go Judgment Day. Will Finn stay in, or will Finn kick Dom out, or will they kick Finn out? I'm interested to see where they go with that storyline.
Yes, sir.
But I thought it was a really solid match.
I thought it was well deserved for Dom too. I thought it was well deserved for real. He needed that.
Yeah.
He needed that. The guy I can't stand, the dude that is just blah for me. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest.
I was okay. I was okay with that match. Hi, Callie.
Yeah. Hey, Callie. What's up?
Hi, kiddo.
Not much.
What's up?
That match, take it or leave it. I mean, Damian Drew kind of needed a PLE win. He's been dropped a lot, especially in some really brutal ways.
He has.
So it was about time. I mean, if you look back, WrestleMania of last year, he got the championship win over Seth. And I mean, 5 minutes of celebration. And then over the next year, between SummerSlam, between Royal Rumble, between Elimination Chamber, these people below us are totally making fun of us, Will. That's clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making fun of you. I was doing the chicken banana. Chicken banana.
Lava, chicken.
Listen,
Lava
if
chicken
you had
is
teenagers
really
around
good.
you, if you had teenagers around you, you'd understand, but you don't. So
Yeah, that's why he's not on the list.
Nope, I'm not. I'm not on the list. But no, I mean, take it or leave it. I thought it was a pretty hard hitting match. Wasn't my favorite of the night. My favorite was actually, believe it or not, even though the ending was, I'm okay with who won. The women's triple threat match was, I think, match of the night for me. Match of the weekend for me.
Me too.
They played that storyline really well with Io, and kind of she's the outsider looking in because Rhea is so much more popular, and Bianca has all of this. I don't want to say negative energy, but it's all about me. I won the Royal Rumble, so it's mine. It's mine to win.
Io was the underdog.
Exactly. As the champion going into a triple threat. Name the last time there was a champion going in as an underdog.
Yep.
You can't. So
can't do it.
I'm interested to see where the storyline plays with Io keeping the title. It sounds like after tonight, Rhea's going to get another shot at it, which I'm okay with. After
she's fallen flat on her face since she left Dom.
Yeah, but I'm glad. Dirty Dom, Dirty Dom and Liv deserve each other because they're both skanky hoes.
Well, I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying.
And Dirty Dom is.
Well, I'm not saying. Oh, I'm not saying that's not a match made in heaven, but it's like Rhea just fell off the face of the earth after he left.
Not necessarily because she won the Women's World Championship. What's up, Erica?
So, do you like a Dirty Dom?
Do you like a Dirty Sanchez?
No.
Then we don't like a Dirty Dom.
No, I didn't. That question was only for you, Ando. Nobody else.
Oh. As a person who kind of understands the ins and outs of wrestling, I hate the character Dirty Dom. And if you can hate the character of Dirty Dom, the people in the ring are doing their job. Like, Dominic outside of the ring is absolutely amazing. He's friendly with fans. He gets how to do his job. But in the ring, I think he's detestable. He needs to cut his hair. A dude with that kind of face and that kind of goatee should not have like a mullet like that. Like, he has 90s mullet. Tell me I'm wrong, Will.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
You ain't wrong. You're not wrong. Congratulations, Don, for getting that. That match that kind of made me upset. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Logan Paul gets the win. I was sort of kind of mad about that because I thought AJ was going to take it. But it is what it is.
So, if the rumors are correct, AJ should be out of WWE within 6 months unless he re-ups his contract. So, it doesn't really do AJ from a WWE standpoint to get the win. However, to put a part-timer who's not there on a full-time schedule, who's not a full-time WWE person, like he has his YouTube personality, he has his podcast away. Logan Paul just rubs me the wrong way. And after catching an episode of his Paul American show, like I detest him even more. Like, and then Karrion Kross said it best because he was on the Raw recap.
I saw that.
How he just, the people in the suits go F yourselves. It's like, he's not wrong. You have all these people who have been on the roster. You have all these people who are making cameo appearances. So they have to be cleared in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
And then even Karrion Kross, who's from Las Vegas, who wrestled at the SmackDown in Las Vegas, the only thing you can get him on the show is a cameo in the match. Come on, WWE, fix your shit.
New Day are your new World Tag Team Champions. They defeat the War Raiders. I could care less.
Yeah, I don't say the New Day are the greatest tag team because they don't have Big E no more. I think Big E kind of carries it. Don't get me
War
wrong.
Raiders not that great of a team.
No, they're not. Like WWE needs to reestablish their tag team wrestling. Like their tag team wrestling back in from 2001 to 2010 was golden.
Yep.
And since like 2012, it's like, okay, 2 random guys. You guys are big. You got beards. You'll be warriors. War Raiders. There we go. Like the primetime, or not the primetime players. Street Profits. I love the Street Profits.
Me too.
Put Jimmy and Jay back together once Jay loses the world title. Please put the 2 of them back together. The New Day are a good tag team. I mean, I like them better as faces, but they're having a pretty good heel run. But besides those 3 tag teams, who do you got? I mean, Ciampa and Gargano are good when you give them somebody to work with. But
Right. What'd you think about your boy Jacob Fatu getting that win?
Nada. Who did I want to win, Will? Say it with me. Who's running the game right now? Say it, Will.
I know you want an LA Knight to win.
LA Knight. Yeah. So in LA, I mean, it was a good match. Like, I'm not disappointed in the performance of the match. Like, I thought the match was probably solid 7, maybe 8, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the more entertaining matches of the night.
Jacob deserved that though.
Yeah.
If you look at his journey, he deserved it.
Yeah. But the fact that he got a title before Solo is kind of ha 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 ha.
I see what you're saying. What about your boy Jay defeating Gunther? I got a problem with that match.
Yeet. The match was underwhelming.
Yep.
Absolutely. All the hype built up to it, and Gunther taps out in 4 seconds after he gets put in the chokehold. No.
That was my issue.
The makings of the match needed to be fixed. I'm not mad that Jay won.
No, I'm not mad at he won. I'm just mad at the way he won.
Yeah, the match itself left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Like I said, after the hype and the build that was WrestleMania 40, both night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania 40, I think this was inevitably going to be a letdown.
Yeah. 2 more matches real quick. Jade Cargill gets the win against Naomi.
And Naomi is probably going to be out for a little bit because she hurt her shoulder on that last power bomb.
Good Lord. Jade, boy. Ooh. Wee.
Jade's something in the ring, though.
Woo.
Yep.
Oh, wee.
Yep. I'm not mad at that result. Like, up until the point where Jade basically put Naomi through the ring, and you could see Naomi got hurt on that little move that she did. I'm glad that was at the end of the night, though, because could you imagine them trying to push through if that was like the first or second move?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match. That one was probably 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
We actually have a couple more matches because I know we have the triple threat match, and then we had the women's championship match.
Jade was looking fantastic.
Yeah.
Jade was looking great.
Jade always looks good, man.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Give me some of that milk chocolate.
That woman,
milk chocolate, baby.
My sister put something, she will crush you if that's the way I gotta go.
There are worse ways to go out.
That's where I gotta go.
Worst ways to go out.
Woo! Thank you. Woo wee.
Yep. 7 knows what we're talking about. 7's paying attention now.
Real quick. We got that triple threat: CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins.
Best night of the match, or best match of the night, best match of the entire WrestleMania card.
I agree.
Hands
but
down.
Just for the ending alone.
Oh, I gotta say though, Paul really bothered me though, because if you saw how he did the business to CM Punk, it was just solid, like boom, right there. And then for whatever reason, with the tribal chief, he's boom.
He moves his hand around.
It's like a joystick. It's like, no, Paul, you got to keep it solid. You can't be joysticking the tribal chief. And yes, Erica, that is a term that I just used. I used
Erica wants to joystick the tribal chief. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Hold up that one to the sky, Erica. Acknowledge him.
Acknowledge me.
She's acknowledging him for sure.
That's
the other match that really disappointed me was Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. I'm glad Tiffany Stratton won, but Charlotte sandbagged.
You saw 2 things from Tiffany Stratton in this match. The first thing you saw, she's still green. The second thing you saw, she needs to work on her cardio, something fierce. Oh
well,
my God!
It doesn't help that Charlotte is sandbagging Tiffany throughout the entire match. If you take a look at some of those suplexes, and some of the big powerlifting moves, Tiffany can make it if Charlotte would give her 10%. But some of those moves, like there was a suplex where Charlotte basically was like, "Nope, I got heavy feet now. Pick me up." Charlotte made Tiffany look bad. If Charlotte was the performer she claims to be, she would have made Tiffany look better than she did. But I think it's Charlotte going out, Charlotte not having the politics to win the match that she believes she should win, all because her daddy is Ric Flair, and the Flair name means something. I absolutely was disappointed with how that match went out. So.
Yeah, we have to see Tiffy time get a little bit better. We also had toward maybe the middle of the show. I'm gonna lose my play. Oh,
I think we only have the one match left, right?
Ray Phoenix.
Ooh.
The Ray Phoenix match.
Yeah, no, Ray Phoenix and El Americano.
Yep.
El Grande Americano. Like I said, I'm not mad with how that match was. For both Phoenix and Gable to be making their WrestleMania debuts.
Yeah.
Sorry for those people out there in WWE. Gable has not been confirmed to be El Grande Americano, so that's poor journalism on mine. That's clickbait. Sorry. Poor journalism on my part. But El Grande Americano, that was a really solid match. I mean, granted, I would have much rather seen Phoenix win as a fan of wrestling, but solid match. They utilized the metal plate and the mask again.
Yep.
It's a good storyline. I think it's going to push to Money in the Bank, if not to SummerSlam. Where they go on with it and who they got next, who knows? I think it's going to be a good storyline no matter what.
I think it will too. Very quickly, any thoughts on the Hall of Fame inductees? Any thoughts at all?
You probably could have found a better diva than Michelle McCool. China, for example, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But that's just me.
I watched wrestling when I was a kid, so I mean, China should be in there for sure.
But
literally, pioneer of it.
Whoa. First of all, that is not my Batman glass. Second, China's not in the fucking Hall of Fame. Are you kidding me?
She's only in as a member of DX. That is it. She's not in as a single.
She's not in there individually. No.
Her individual run after DX was fucking legendary by itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is politics.
Bonkers.
It is politics between Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Because if you remember, Triple H was dating China at the time before he started getting in bed with Stephanie McMahon.
Literally.
And that's why China's not in.
No, China died, sweetie.
Public enough to where
I know that China died.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It sucks. I would have figured by now they would have had her in.
There's no reason she's not. That makes no sense.
The fact that they put Eve
none whatsoever.
They
but
put
really
Eve Torres in.
Politics.
I'm not against Beth Phoenix being in, and I'm not against Michelle McCool being in, but to put those two in before China, I'm
upset Michelle McCool is in at all, because if you go back and look her time wrestling, okay, and again, you can't really. It's kind of hard to hold this against her, but during her time, who did she beat to consider herself the Hall of Fame? You were what? You were wrestling around the time of
Melina,
early Melina.
Yep, Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres.
Early or mid career Beth Phoenix, because she was teaming up with Natty at that point.
Beth Phoenix was teaming up with Natty because she was a part of Lay Cool with Layla and Vicky Guerrero. Which means that she would have also taken on Mickie James because they were doing the whole Piggy James. Like Piggy James was the biggest thing known to her.
Right.
It's just women's wrestling in that time. Yeah, I mean, it was just bad. It was bad. It was bad to be a women's wrestler in that point.
The point, and plus another thing that didn't really help them A, there was no social media like that for them back then. And B, and you might have, I'm kind of foggy when it comes to this. I don't remember having, and she could have, I don't remember her having any historic matches with Trish Stratus.
Nope.
I don't remember her having any.
Trish was before Michelle McCool.
She was before
then she
Michelle.
was, Michelle McCool was also after Lita as well. So, so the two pioneers from the Attitude Era and the beginning, the ruthless aggression era. Yeah. I mean, Lita and Trish carried it. Trish brought in Mickie James. Then you had Melina towards the tail end. I
remember a few good matches with Victoria.
Yeah, but Victoria was also because she started her career with Stevie Richards as kind of like the really, really, pardon my language, crazy bitch.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's you can't. The only defining trait that I can think of with Michelle McCool is her storyline between her, Layla, and Mickie James. That's the only one that really comes to mind.
Yep.
She didn't have a singles WrestleMania match that I can think of. She wasn't a pioneer in any of the singles matches that she was in.
Nope.
You can't point at a match and be like, Michelle McCool was the first one to do this, because she wasn't.
Because every Hall of Famer that I've seen has had at least one, even Coco Beware. Yeah. And he got in for just being a hand. Even Coco Beware had a definitive match. Every Hall of Famer I know of has had a definitive match to say this person belongs in the Hall. Yeah. And I never saw that from Michelle McCool.
Oh. Again, it's another reason why you could argue. I think Kelly did more for wrestling than Michelle McCool did.
That's a good point.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But otherwise, I was okay with everybody else. Like the WrestleMania moment of WrestleMania 13 between Stone Cold and Bret Hart absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Triple H deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Carmine, what's up, man?
Who was it? Typhoon or Earthquake, one of the two made it in as the Hall of Fame. I think actually they made it in as a tag team.
I think they did as a tag team.
Yeah, and I'm totally okay with that.
He said he got RKO.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like WrestleMania Night 2.
You good, brother? You good?
I stayed up. I watched the entire thing, and like I said, I mean, even the main event, even Cody and Cena, just seemed to drag. But I think, and part of the reason that I think that match dragged was because it's part of Cena's heel persona now, where back in the past, Cena would wrestle because the fans wanted him to wrestle. Now it's like, hey, John, you're going to wrestle. No, not. I'm just going to,
I think,
an arm drag.
I think that match was on its way to being something good.
Oh, absolutely.
Until Travis Scott came out there.
Yeah, my issue with the main event is you could have put anybody else in the position of Travis Scott. Or Randy Orton would have made sense, because now you have that rivalry between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Build up on that.
Yep.
The Rock is like the number one person I think everybody else should have seen coming, because now you have The Rock, the final boss, Cena sold his soul, Cody and The Rock moving forward. That's great. Let's give them. Pardon my language, but how the fuck are you going to have Travis Scott integrated with Cody Rhodes?
Thank you.
Like it doesn't make sense. WWE absolutely shit the bed with that decision. And why go ahead with that? And it could be maybe we're not seeing something with Travis Scott that maybe Triple H and The Rock and John Cena are doing behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, it's dumb.
Right.
It's dumb.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead. Travis
and get into the real sports.
It was just a buffer. All right, let's go and move over to the NBA. Already, my night is good. At 7 has going down on the ticker. Appreciate you doing that, 7. The Knicks take a loss, 100-94 to the Detroit Pistons. That's good to see. Anytime the Knicks lose, I'm happy as I don't know what. This series is tied at 1-1. What do you guys think about this series? Is it going to go the distance?
I have talked quite a bit already, so I'm going to pass the floor to Seven and Erica. Chocolate Milk fan, it is all yours.
Um,
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a clickbait for more views.
listen, I am very passionate about my chocolate milk. Okay,
What do you do for your mixer? Do you do Nesquik or Hershey syrup?
not the kind of chocolate milk I'm talking about, bro. Anyway, although that is good, and the proper answer is chocolate syrup.
Thank
but
you.
But which kind? Like I find Hershey's has more flavor.
Honestly, I'm real good with the just store brand chocolate syrup. I think it mixes better because the Hershey's is too thick. You got to mix it the whole time. And I don't get me wrong, I have strong wrists from my teenage years, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
getting older. I got to take care of it.
And Kyle, I agree. They're not fun. They're not a fun
They're
team to
not.
watch.
They're really not. This is the Pistons series to win. It's just a matter of how many games it's going to take. I want to believe that the Knicks can actually pull something off, but the Pistons are that team this year that's going to fuck up a lot of seasons. I feel like, a lot of energy. I mean, not quite obviously the bad boy Pistons, but like there's just a lot of youthful hunger and energy on that squad. I just like watching them play, and the Knicks are just that video that you go back to on Pornhub. Sometimes you're like, it'll get you there, but you're not really going to get anything out of it. You know what I mean?
I saw you, Ando. I saw you, Ando. I saw you. Ando say, nope, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Oh, believe me, I have plenty I want to say about the PH site, but I'm gonna.
Oh man, the Knicks have to clutch, grab, and flop to beat the Pistons. I agree. Oh man, it's about winning, not fun, my boy. Fun is for the regular season. The Spurs and Pistons were not fun to watch. Oh my goodness. I hope the Knicks go. Just go. Just be gone. Good and well. Even if they make it even if they go to the second round, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 Cancun. You already know it.
It's
Cancun, Baboon, Dragoon. Pistons getting beaten 5. Or Knicks getting beaten 5.
Who would they get in the next round if they did go? Wouldn't it
Celtics or Magic?
Celtics or Magic.
I mean, yeah. That's how the Magic make it to the finals is if they get the Knicks, right? The conference.
They're not going to beat the Celtics though.
No. That's the Celtics anyway. But this is like a tune-up game for the Celtics, really.
Only team that's got a shot to beat the only team that's got a shot to beat Boston in the East is Cleveland.
And I honestly, I'm not certain that Cleveland's going to make it that far. I'm worried they're going to fizzle out. I'd like to see Boston and Cleveland in the East because I mean, really, I believe that they both have a pretty good shot of winning a title, whether it's LA or OKC that comes out of the West. I still like both of the East teams a little bit better. I think LA's best chance is if Cleveland happens to come out on top of Boston. And I think that's the perfect scenario for the NBA too. Think about it. This could be LeBron James last season. And you get the chance to put the Cleveland Cavaliers and the LA Lakers in the finals. If that's not a perfect setup for NBA scriptwriters, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's like a Cinderella story. Why wouldn't you want that?
What, Cleveland versus the Lakers?
Yeah.
Think about that.
I would vote for Cleveland to win 4-2. Like,
I
do not want LeBron to win a ring. And
listen, LeBron goes out, and the Lakers lose that series. I fully believe that the Cavs could win that series.
Yeah,
the Cavs win that series. LeBron brings Cleveland their second ring in his tenure.
That's funny.
Let's talk about
Does that mean he'd get credit for the ring then? Hey, yo, you guys beat my Lakers. That means I got another ring. Yeah, we got 2. I got 2. That gives me 5 rings now. 5 rings to Michael 6.
In Cleveland, they're giving him credit.
Let me get to the elephant in the room and the title of the show. Lakers in 5? They've dropped one. They've dropped the first one in Minnesota. Minnesota shot the lights out and blew those boys out.
Can
the Timberwolves do it again?
No. No. I would not be surprised if the Timberwolves don't lose another game or don't win another game in this series.
You still think it's going to be 5?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could it go to 6? Absolutely. But the Lakers are going to win this series. This was the Lakers letting them get falsely confident, first of all. And second of all, watching what their game plan was. Like Carmike, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like if there is an NBA scriptwriter, that will be our sign. Nobody else has talked about it before now. But think about it. LeBron's last finals is Lakers versus Cavs. That's just, it's fucking historic. But the truth, yeah. The damn it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I'm going to check the score.
All right, let's move on over to the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets series. We got the Golden State Warriors getting a win. We go up 1-0 in that series. My issue with Houston, that offense, they don't have a consistent offense. They don't have a consistent closer to close things out. And plus, they had a ton of turnovers in this game. Can Houston get game 2?
I think they'll get 2 games in this series. The problem with Houston is they're hella young. So this is a big stage for them to be on against a team who, yes, Jimmy Butler is a midseason acquisition. Pazinski, the other white guy that they have that can shoot threes out of the building, he's young and doesn't have any playoff experience. But as long as you got Draymond and as long as you got Steph, this Golden State Warriors team is tough to beat. Even if Steph has an off night, somebody will pick up the slack. And I think we saw that inexperience in the playoffs for Houston in game 1. I went into this series believing it was Houston's to win. I now think it's Golden State's to lose, just because of the experience and how much of an advantage that Golden State team has over Houston. I think it'll go 6. Yeah, I said Steph and Draymond. What up, Carmike? But yeah, I think it's Golden State will take it in 6.
All right, let's move over. Let's go ahead and get Erica involved over here. Let's go and get Erica.
It's Jimmy Buckets and Steph Curry.
Let me go ahead and bring Erica involved here. Her OKC Thunder gets a huge blowout win against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies just gave up.
Listen, I don't even think that they knew that they were supposed to play a game. I think they just like I don't know. I'm not. I mean, you can't really say my OKC. Like I'm not like into basketball
OKC,
like that.
UFC,
but like I don't know, man. Like that just to see that like happen was kind of really sad because like. You showed up for nothing, pretty much. I mean, we were ahead of you guys quick.
I liked the criticism, in a rare thing. I'm agreeing with something that Stephen A. Smith said today. Stephen A. Smith laid into Ja because he was sitting on the sideline laughing while they were getting their asses handed to him. And Ja, dude, you got to be locked in. You want people to take you seriously as a basketball player? You got to quit playing thug. You got to lock in when you're on the court, dude, because that's. Like, and I don't know about you, but I'm a competitor. If I'm getting my ass kicked on the field, I'm not laughing on the sideline. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to win.
Yeah.
And there is a culture problem on that team. There has to be.
Absolutely.
A leadership problem too.
There's definitely a leadership problem.
Because if Ja Morant, because we said on a Coffee and Sports this morning, if Ja Morant's your leader, you ain't got no leader.
No.
Yep, 100%.
Ja Morant is caring too much about his GTA celebrations than worrying about getting his team to win on the court.
There weren't grenades.
He does not want to grow up. Like, that's the truth of the matter. Ja Morant does not want to grow up.
No. I think at this point, a suspension for his celebrations wouldn't even do any good. Like, he'd just come back and be like, oh, I got a whole new list of celebrations. Yeah. Not a fan, man. Not a fan.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm just kind of over him, honestly.
Now.
Is it just me, or do the Memphis Grizzlies and the Atlanta Hawks have like this really scary mirror image of each other, where their top player is not the leader that they have. The coaching on the team is good, but not great to get you over the hump.
But Atlanta fired
And
the
they're
coach.
both-
The Hawks fired their coach today.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they both play in heavy football state.
Ando, did you see that comment?
Yeah, I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. Click, 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 bang, bang, bang.
Well, I mean, you know what? And that kind of lines out
motherfucker.
because you got Trey Young that looks like Angelica's doll Cynthia from Rugrats.
Good God, 7.
No, tell me I'm wrong, bro.
Hold
Tell
on.
me I'm
I
wrong.
gotta say it. 7, that sounds like a clickbait header for us to get headlines and views. Next question, please. Next take.
Clicks and views, sir. Clicks and views.
Clicks and views. Next one. Erica, what are your thoughts?
Yes, Erica. What are your thoughts?
Never mind. Erica is on the podcast for clickbait reasons, for us to get more views because she's the only girl. Next topic, please. I'm going to give you guys a
No,
headline.
I'm just here for Will to decide how much child support he's going to pay me. That's what I'm really here.
Any thoughts on Knicks and Clippers real quick? They're playing right now. Denver's got the early lead, 31-29. Any thoughts on that series?
We can raise the child support real quick.
I think Knicks and
Dang.
Clippers. I think Nuggets and Clippers go to 7.
Yeah.
I do too.
I think it'll be a home series. Every team will win their home games in this series.
I think OKC is going to win it all.
Considering they have the best record in the NBA, they better.
I mean,
That's the sign that they're not going to.
I'm going to say it's a team that I'm supporting, and I mean, look at the Dodgers.
Here's-
So let's just be real here.
Here's my philosophy. See, I like the Thunder a lot more this year than I liked them last year. Last
Oh, for
year,
sure.
they were the Houston Rockets, right? They had a high seed in the playoffs. I think they were even the 1 seed, if I remember right, because they were the youngest team ever to clinch the 1 seed in the
Yep.
playoffs.
Yep.
I think you're right.
And they beat whoever they played in the first round, and then they got beat by the Mavericks in the second round. So they're taking that experience, right? And this is why I say playoff experience is a real thing, to play under the bright lights. It's different for you to play in the regular season, right? Because there's 82 games, and you can afford to lose, like they could have afforded to lose 15 more games if they really wanted to, but they didn't. So I think this is the mentality of OKC, where now we have that playoff experience. We're going to be a different team. We're
I
not
can see
depending
that.
on one guy to pull us through. So
Carmike says OKC is going to fall short and then bring KD home to win the
Listen.
championship.
JD is not coming back.
We
to OKC.
don't want Cupcake back. Bye. He left. He did us dirty. We don't
Hey,
want him back.
Erica.
The only one that would come back would be Westbrook, and that's the
But
only one.
hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna
Ask,
play
bro.
devil's advocate. He was a free agent.
And I'm not going to disagree with
It's
you.
like
He
he
was
demanded a
free.
trade.
It's not like he demanded a trade. He was now
I'm
you can
not-
now you
I'm
can
Hold on.
now you can
Technically,
now
he
you
did-
can fault him for he ended up. I understand that point, but he was a free agent. He had the right to leave. Devil's
I'm
advocate.
not-
That's all.
I'm not
He did.
disagreeing with you. Awesome, you're playing devil's advocate, but Cupcake.
That's a clickbait word used to get more views. But no, for real. Let's get real, guys. Okay. Back in like 2018, Westbrook did demand a trade. He did not want to be the only superstar in OKC, so they traded for Paul George. And Paul George got there, played 1 season with them, got beat by the Blazers on a last-minute buzzer beater, and was like, "Nah, fam, I'm good. I'm out."
I'm out.
I'm out.
So Westbrook did demand a trade. It just wasn't him that got the trade.
Right. It like I say, man, it's just you could get upset about where he went, but and another thing that makes me upset, because people always say if he would have came back, he eventually would have won. Do we know that for sure?
I
don't
honestly
think
no, you guys go ahead, because I got a theory on that.
Do we know that for sure?
I honestly think if you were to put, I'll be honest, if you were to put KD probably back on this squad, there's a real big chance that it could.
But back then,
But
if
back
he,
then, no.
if he came back,
Nope.
Is he signed back with Russ? And you kept, because there was $1 million that kept James Harden from leaving OKC, and they don't want to give him that $1 million. He was out. But if they signed Kendrick Perkins back, if you would have brought him back, if you brought that same crew back,
I have a theory.
Honestly, say they would have won one.
I have a theory, Will. I have a theory.
Go ahead.
If the Oklahoma City Thunder, the year that they traded James Harden to Houston, right, in that sign and trade,
right,
Harden obviously did not want to be the sixth man. He wanted to be the starting shooting guard, which I think was problem number one, because Harden at that point had proven that he, yes, while a spark plug off of the bench, I think it made more sense for him to start with Russ and KD. If you would have signed James Harden to the deal that he wanted, you only would have had 12, 13, $14 million in Lux penalties, because obviously the cap raised the way that it did the year after.
Right.
Damn it, Rob's talking about the Raw after Mania, and I'm trying to focus. The Serge Ibaka deal, the KD and Westbrook working together, that's a team that would have won a championship in a year or two kept together. You cannot tell me otherwise, because of the chemistry that those three guys had. All three guys were MVPs within 4 years. You cannot tell me that they would have put some form aside to make that work and win a championship. With Scott Brooks as head coach, absolutely.
That's what people say. That's what people say.
I'm gonna step away real quick and catch the end of this. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right, but that's what people say. All right, let's go.
Picture a fuck. Never mind. Nope. Thank you. I have a lot of questions when he gets back. Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's too selfish to win a championship. I happen to agree.
Yeah.
I kind of can't disagree with that either.
I can't disagree with that myself.
I honestly, I think Westbrook was a problem. I think honestly, if you remove Westbrook from that situation, I think you keep the rest of that team together. Outside of that, and replace Westbrook with somebody else, even if they aren't as much of a contributor as Westbrook was, because at that point he was definitely still more of in his prime and useful.
Yeah.
Even if you get someone that's not quite as much of as a contributor on the court, the attitude change and the culture change on that team, I think, makes enough of a difference that you can get into that hump and you can win a championship. But I've been out on Westbrook for a long fucking time. Time. Yeah. So I maybe that's just me.
No. It's legitimate. We'll see what he's playing right now, so we'll see what he does with the Nuggets. All right, let's go ahead and get to some MLB action. I know Erica wanted to bring something up tonight.
What the fuck did I want to bring up?
I thought you wanted to talk about a video you posted in the group.
Did I?
The softball league.
What?
Okay. No, I mean the softball league.
I'm all confused now.
Don't worry. Okay, never mind.
Don't worry about it.
You're okay, pretty lady. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about one of the biggest games over the weekend. The Cincinnati Reds absolutely clobbered the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles 24-2 yesterday. There was only 2 home runs in that game. Do what?
You may as well call them Oreos. It was a dessert game, so why not?
Yeah. 24-2. There was only 2 home runs in that game. Both of them obviously by the Reds. One of them was a grand slam, but everything else was just hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting. And the Baltimore Orioles need to do something about their pitching. That's especially in the AL East, because Boston is finding their way. They're starting to find their offensive bat. Definitely better in the pitching once they get rid of fucking Tanner Houck. And we started on that motherfucker. Fucking 12 runs in 3 innings to the fucking Rays. Dickhead. But the Orioles got to figure it out, because that AL East is nasty. Toronto's not playing around. And Toronto is the team that everybody's like, fuck those guys. No, they're staying in it. Tampa Bay clearly isn't going to go away anytime soon. They don't even have their own stadium.
I was going to say, Tampa is over here doing what they can to keep in.
Exactly. And that's the thing that's like Tampa's playing in Steinbrenner Field. I think so that might actually be helping him though. Because one of the things that I don't think is talked about. So the field that the Rays play in right now, it's the Yankee spring training field.
Yeah.
It has the exact same dimensions as Yankee Stadium for the playing field. So it's got that short right field, similar to what you get in Boston, but it's one of those areas where you got that easy little spot. You can just dunk it in there, like a little chip shot, 300-foot home run. It's the Rays are going to win a lot of home games, and that's going to keep them as a relevant contender this season. So
I definitely think another reason why the Rays are doing and sitting and pushing to where they are is because maybe they feel they got something to prove with the whole not having their field, not having, like, hey, look, like we're worth it. Let's get our field back. Let's go.
Right. Well, and I mean, the whole thing, like with the stadium and everything else that's been going on, like I could see some motivation there, but it's that whole thing is just an interesting scenario with the Rays because they had a brand new stadium getting built or that was going to be built. They hadn't quite broken ground on yet. The Rays backed out of that deal because of the repairs that they have to make to this stadium.
Yeah.
And it's couple $100 million in repairs to get everything fixed from the hurricane damage. Like it's a lot. But no, Kyle's right. This is the frustrating part. Like the Trop is a horrible field to play in for the players, like both the home and away team. Like I would not be surprised if the Rays actually enjoy playing at Steinbrenner Field more than they did the Trop.
I mean, they probably do. Let's be real.
Well, I mean, and of course it's the Yankees organization, so their spring training facility is fucking first class.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Trop is a horrible stadium, like just horrible. And now we're going to be waiting even longer. There's been some speculation that we could see the Rays end up getting moved to Orlando.
But is that a bad thing though?
Honestly, I don't think it's. Go ahead.
I don't think it's Orlando is a tourist attraction. So people coming by going to Disney World, Universal Studio. That could be a smart play.
What do you got?
But I mean, Tampa's kind of a tourist attraction too.
Not the same. Not the same.
No, agreed. It's definitely not. But it is still somewhat an attraction. And I mean, I don't know the logic or thinking of it, but isn't that potentially why they put him there in the first place, was to detour and have more attraction go to Tampa to make it bigger? You also got the Bucks sitting down there too.
Right. And the issue is the issue is revenue. And that's the hardest thing. And the second thing is when you look at the location, there's always going to be a risk of hurricane damage because Tampa is in a spot where, and I can tell you this because I have sold home insurance in Florida. Tampa is in a spot that a lot of hurricanes go over. So there's always that risk. Orlando, not near as much of a risk. Yeah. Does it happen?
Orlando is
absolutely.
Orlando is center massed in Florida.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I know that because I used to live in Daytona Beach. And when I went down to Daytona to see some family in 2022, we took a trip to Orlando. And while Orlando does have the hurricane risk, obviously everywhere in Florida is a hurricane risk. You don't have the potential for as bad of flooding in Orlando as you do in Tampa.
Tampa is coastal, super coastal.
I am actually an advocate. If you wanted to test the market of both areas, rebrand Tampa to the Florida Rays for 2 years while you decide where you're going to put them. Play some of your home games in Orlando, play some of your home games in Tampa. But obviously this year it's not going to happen because the schedule is already out. But next year, while they still try to figure out, are we going to work towards the new stadium? Because it doesn't sound like they're going to put any money into Tropicana. They just might as well.
They're fixing it out. They are fixing it back from they're making the repairs, but it's going to take a lot more money to not just the repairs to get the Trop to where it
to be played
where it needs to be, to where it's in a quality that's a better standard than where it's at right now, because it arguably is right now one of the worst ballparks in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to ask you a question, Seven, as I'm looking over everything right now. Your division leaders right now, Yankees, Tigers, and Rangers over in the American League.
Mm-hmm.
Is any team overperforming in those
Rangers.
spots?
The Rangers.
Not for long though, because the Mariners are catching up.
Yeah, the Mariners. The Mariners are actually starting to see some consistency helped by their pitching. Their pitching is making it to where the offensive need isn't as great. Do they still need to build on their offense? Should they be trying to find some other pieces? Absolutely. But the Mariners are the Mariners are a better team. The Angels actually, a lot of people haven't really given the Angels a fair look, but I will tell you this: they have they're at third place in the division. They actually are not as far behind a positive run differential as the Rangers. The Rangers are actually at a -14 for run differential. They are an absolute fraud in first place right now. And I will say that having watched them. Their last 10, they're 5-5.
Yep.
The Rangers are a fraud in the West. They
Mariners
are going to go away.
Mariners are 8-2 in their last 10, and the Mariners, believe it or not, have the fourth highest. They're tied for the fourth highest run differential in the AL. Now, granted, only 5 teams in the AL have a positive run differential. Just 5. That's it.
Right. But, I mean, you've got, like, the only team in the West that is actually properly sitting where they should be, and they're really not as bad of a team as they look, as the A's. Yeah. Like, there is a lot of talent on that baseball team.
Yeah. Hell, they're only 3 games out. They're only 3 games out from...
And... Right, they're not that far, but they also have a -18 run differential because they're not scoring, and that's their problem. Yeah. And they're allowing too many runs. And I think for them, it's more their pitching that they're allowing too many runs, because again, they're hitting, like, they have talent in their lineup. Like, it's not bad. But it's the Rangers are the definite fraud. Detroit, it's hard for me to say, but the truth of the matter is right now, the top 3 teams in the Central are going to be the 3 teams competing for the division at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. The other 2 teams will be wild cards. And I think that your other wild card out of the American League will come out of whoever does not win the division in the East, out of Boston and New York.
So you think only one team will go in the West?
Yeah, well, it's the Rangers are going to fall off too much. The Angels will slide back enough. The Astros could usurp that to a point, and like whichever is lower out of the Guards or the Royals or the Reds, the Red Sox or the Yankees, whoever's in that third slot, may see their season end on the last game, because of the Astros. But something tells me the Astros are going to fall apart this year. I don't know what's going to cause it. I don't know when it's going to happen. There is a lot of talent on that team, but in sports, you start to recognize too much consistency. Yeah. It only happened. It only lasts for so long.
Let me get your thoughts over on the National League real quick. We got the Mets, the Cubs, and the Padres as division leaders. Anybody's a fraud there?
Padres.
I mean, there's a clear answer. I mean, the Padres really, they're tied with the Dodgers.
And the Mets. The Mets are 16-7 as well.
That differential is plus 31. Good Lord.
Well, the Padres is plus 33. The Cubs, who are 14-10, have a plus differential of 41.
The Cubs are raking right now. Something I don't think very many people expected. I think a lot more people expected Pittsburgh or Milwaukee to actually make pressure for that division. But if the Cubs continue to play like they have this entire season, they're going to win that division. The Mets, I think unless we see a huge change out of the Braves, I think the Mets are going to be your East winner, because the way that the Braves are struggling right now, I don't think there's going to be enough on the about face to be able to counteract what they've already done as far as the damage is concerned. Could they win the division still? I mean, we saw them as one of the worst teams in baseball up until almost the break in 2021, and they ended up winning the World Series. So anything is possible. And if we're not going to count out a team, it should definitely be the Braves.
They won their last 4.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
They won their last 4.
They are 6-4 in their last 10, so they're in the right direction. But no team has ever started 0-7 and made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's been a stat for 120 plus years. So,
I mean, and maybe the Braves might turn around and pull something out that none of us expected, because look at the Braves was it last year or was it 2 years ago? They just randomly started heating the fuck up.
It was 21 when they won the World Series.
And I mean, it was just out of nowhere, and then they just dominated. So, I mean, we do have the potential to see the Braves do it. So I definitely will agree. I don't think that the Braves need to be counted out by any means at all. Not yet.
Not yet. But if things continue, I can't. Yeah.
Need to start winning in some of these road ballparks. They 2-11 on the road.
Yeah, it's
at least you're not the Athletics who are 2-7 at home. They don't even have a home field, and they're 2-7.
Right. Well, they also don't have bathrooms in their dugouts, so that's another problem.
So you're saying they're dropping loads on the field because they can't drop loads in the clubluase?
I mean, they got to do it somewhere.
7. That sounds like clickbait. I think we should bring it to another topic.
Yeah, the Cubs are no joke, and then the West is the West is truly going to be interesting, because there are, like, the D-backs aren't playing around. The Giants aren't playing around. The Dodgers are a shitty team that spends a lot of money. The Padres aren't joking around.
What Chocolate Milk meant to say was the Dodgers aren't playing around either.
Fuck the Dodgers. No. I mean, that division is loaded. This division is what we thought the AL East was going to be 2 years ago.
How's those Red Sox been recently?
Oh,
I mean,
It's hey, it's not about how they've played recently. It's how they're going to play over the next 3 games against the Seattle Mariners. 0-3, by the way. Go Seattle.
Plus, I still say this. I ain't panicking on anybody till Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I would say there are probably 2, 3. There are a few teams that should be panicking. The Pirates should be panicking. You have one of the most electric arms in the history of the game as your ace, and you are 8-15.
15.
Kyle
is with you, 7.
No, Rex. Yeah, that's me and Kyle are boys. Like, we get it. We get it. But
yeah, your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Kyle, go Eagles.
I think that's a different Kyle.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Damn.
Yeah, the Pirates should be panicking. Absolutely. I think the Nats should be panicking. There was actually some chatter about the Nats being more than this year. Like they were going to make a splash, and the way they look right now, they're not going to make a splash. The Phillies,
that's true. That's true.
7. Did you?
The Rockies have been panicking since pitchers and catchers reported. Yes. That's the Rockies. Like they're not even worth mentioning.
But look,
the Rockies.
If
the
you're
Rockies are
right
the National
now,
League version of the White Sox.
Yeah.
Because right now the Braves are at 9-13, so that's why I'm not panicking just yet.
No, you don't need to panic if you're a Braves fan yet.
Not quite
need
yet.
to settle in. Spencer Strider needs a couple of good 6-7 inning games without giving up more than a couple of hits, no runs. And you guys will be right back in it.
They need some more run support too.
They do, but I think if you can kill, because the Braves have given up a lot of runs. Yeah, and that's just the unfortunate thing with the Braves that's actually had more of an impact, because they gave up 6 against the Jays the other day. They gave up 8 against the Rays last week or a couple weeks ago, 6 against the Rays. I mean, they're just 4-0 against the Marlins. The Marlins. They lost 4-0 against the fucking Marlins.
Yeah.
The Marlins fired their GM because they made the playoffs. They had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game stretch where they only scored 8, 9, 14 runs, and they won 1 game. They got outscored in that same stretch by, it was like triple that. Like it was insane. The Braves, and that was the issue at the beginning of the season, is the Braves were hemorrhaging runs.
Yep.
The Braves were hemorrhaging runs. And so you're not gonna win games giving up runs like that.
Yeah.
So it's, if they can get back into a groove, I mean, they're on a 4-game streak. They've won 5 of their last 7. They're playing the Cardinals right now, which are a very good tune-up team. There's a lot of potential for them, but they've got to get into their groove now, because if they don't start, it's going to be a lot harder to get into it.
Yeah.
Just
one
went
thing
on
I did
IL
want
fucking again. Good God.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Strider just went on the IL again. So that's the Braves are just getting hit after
Can't
hit.
win
and
for losing.
Strider is really fucking them.
They can't win for losing.
It's, I mean, Strider is to the Braves what Paul Skeens is to the Pirates. Like, literally, that's what it is.
Yep.
And the Braves lost a lot of pitching in the offseason too. And I think some of that, it wasn't as bad because you thought you were getting Strider back at the beginning of the year or very soon after, so you could withstand some of the onslaught of what you lost in Strider and in Scherzer and Fried. I think it was who they lost. I know they lost Scherzer. I think there was one other one that they lost, but like you're okay with losing at least one of those. But now, like, I mean, it's not like pitching is a hot commodity right now in baseball in general.
Mm-hmm.
In general, pitching is a hot commodity right now. So you're going to start seeing bullpen arms move. You're going to start seeing prospects move, because pitching is a hot commodity right now in baseball, because there are people that have a huge gap.
Speaking of moves, the Cubs did add relief pitcher Pomerantz from the Mariners earlier today too.
Hey, Tony. Strider is on IL for hamstring.
Motherfucker. God damn it. I like Strider. He's such a good pitcher. If he would stay healthy, he's a difference maker for the Braves by himself. And that's why I compared him to Paul Skeens. Like, he just, his impact lightens the load on the bullpen for the next few days.
How deep
he can go.
One of the things I know about the Braves, though, your farm system, you've done a good job over the years, majority having a good farm system and being able to bring guys up who can produce. That's really gonna have to happen now. Really have to happen now. You're gonna have to bring somebody up. They're gonna have to step in and produce for them at the plate.
So here's the thing too, with Strider according to this article from ESPN, it says with Strider sidelined, the Braves will go and turn to a bullpen game against the Cards.
Well, I mean, at least it's against the Cards and not a team that can actually play well.
Right. No, I mean, for sure.
Like, it could be a lot worse, because, like, you don't want to throw a bullpen game against fucking Yankees. You don't want to throw a bullpen game against the Phillies. You don't want to throw a bullpen game against the Mets. Like, there's, I mean, honestly, yeah, it could be a lot worse, but, like, at the same time, that's just fucking frustrating. Like, I'm frustrated for Braves fans for that at this point, because that's insane.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room, baseball wise, if you guys don't mind?
Which one?
About that fucking 24-2 game we saw yesterday. Happy Easter to the Reds.
You
guys talked about it when I stepped away? Okay, all right.
What? Did I dream that? I brought that up, didn't I?
He walked away from the headset, remember?
He walked away for a second.
Okay, all right.
So I did miss it. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Stuff was happening on Monday Night Raw.
Man, Will, we should have just sat here and let that go. We shouldn't have said nothing. That would have been hilarious.
I'm just, man.
I was like, I gotta get
that is a bad football. That was a bad football score.
I saw somebody said Joe Burrow and the Bengals threw Joe Burrow threw for 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and the Baltimore Ravens got a safety. Which, I mean, for the
wrong.
Bengals, that would kind of track. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
that sounds
not
like a
necessarily. If it
perfectly
were the other
Bengals
way-
event.
If it were the other way around, maybe because the Bengals don't have a defense, so they would not have shut out the Ravens.
Come on, we've seen the Ravens fuck up so many times. Like if it's
Okay.
a perfect. Like I could see it
All right.
happening.
So this is the Lamar Jackson. I got to go to the bathroom for like 2 halves type of game, right? Then Lamar's not on the field.
Oh no! It's
Okay.
just that Todd Monken is trying to get him to throw the entire time.
All right.
Like he's not calling a single run play.
Derrick Henry's just out there like, what the
Like,
fuck are you doing, Monken? Give me the ball.
He's using his game plan that he uses against Kansas City against the Bengals. Like that's what's happening in this scenario.
All right, guys. If there's nothing else on the baseball front, let's go ahead and we got some bills that we definitely need to go ahead and pay before we get on out of here for the night. So you guys continue to hang out with us here on Wire to Wire Sports. We'll be right back.
National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage, for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old, and remember, bet responsibly.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Report podcast right here on Wire to Wire Sports. Let me go ahead and bring everybody back so we can go ahead and finish up for this evening. Oh my goodness, got the whole crew with us here. Talked about a lot of things. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Good crew, good audience tonight. Appreciate y'all. Let me go ahead and get final thoughts and opinion before we get on out of here. Seven, what you got to finish this up?
We need to get rid of the mentality that umpires and referees can't be judged, can't be criticized. The players can't criticize them. I'm sorry, that shit has to go.
Agreed.
If the officiating gets worse when they think they can't get criticized, and that's the ultimate thing. And they get cocky. They think, it's what I say goes. You can't do that. It's unsportsmanlike to criticize the umpire, the referee in your game. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. There was and it's this mentality is what has caused the need for the robot umps in baseball. It's going to happen. The worse these calls get, the quicker it's going to come. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if they drop it in 2026. Because when they think they can't be criticized, then they immediately think they can control the game. Nobody is there to see the fucking umpires. Nobody's there to see the referees, unless it's for a social media video. Like that's the only people that are there to see the referees. And like in hockey, I absolutely think one of the reasons why I appreciate hockey so much, and I wish that I made time to watch it more, is because if you watch mic'd up videos of hockey games, those refs get so much shit from the players. Like they give and take. Give me that. Give me Chris Foster and Scott or Chris Paul and Scott Foster mic'd up. Give it to me. Give it to me where they can talk shit the entire game. I would watch every fucking video 100 times just to see those two go back and forth. Because I know I've seen Scott Foster, like I've heard mic'd up moments. Scott Foster has some quick wit. and you know Chris Paul's got it, that would be some epic fucking content. But
you should be allowed to the referees, I think, that make the best refs are the ones who know that they come to do their job. People yell at them and they're like, yep. Yeah, you suck. Yep, so does your mom. Your mom taught me how to suck. That's cool. Get back over there. You're good.
There's and this is why they're under so much more scrutiny, because of this pressure, this thing that we sat on for so long, where you couldn't criticize the refereeing. You couldn't no, let them speak their mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's one of the reasons why I would have failed as a professional athlete if I had the ability to make it. Because if I see some bullshit, I call some bullshit.
Yeah, no. At the same time, like if I'm a baseball player and I swing, or let's say I strike out at my first at bat, and then the second at bat, it's like a bad call. I can be like, "Yo, you're really gonna do that?" And then if the umpire comes back at me like, "You swung at that first one, you idiot," I'd be like, "Ah, yeah, that's good, man. All right, I'm going back to the there's got to be a level of respect between the players and the umpires. I get it that at the end of the day, you don't want the umpires and the referees to control the game.
No.
But at the same time, they're there to do the job, and people make mistakes. So as long as it's not a major mistake, like Angel Hernandez used to do, thank God he's not doing baseball anymore.
There was a game last week where Jazz Chisholm got ejected for arguing that
was the game he got the 1 game suspension, right?
Right. He argued a call from an umpire, got ejected because he was arguing it. Went into the clubhouse, was using social media during a game, which is against the rules, and tweeted not even close. He did remove the tweet, but I'm sorry. It's first of all, you could see that the ball was low, but one of the things that's not talked about is the pitch before that got called a ball and it was a strike, so he should have been out then. But there's no reason. I have no problem with exactly. No, this is exactly it, because we want these guys to play raw and emotional and put all of that and leave it all out onto the field. Guess what the cost of that is? Sometimes I'm going to look at that umpire and say, you should call the Lions Club for some free fucking glasses with that vision. Like, what's the problem? I don't get what the problem is. If I'm not physically assaulting, I'm not saying, you are making fun of their race, their religion, a disability, a protected characteristics of some kind, then it's not a problem. If it's literally just you suck at your job, no, you suck at playing, I don't see what the fucking problem is.
Yeah, there's got to be some banter between player and umpire, player and referees. So,
agreed. Right, Ando, what you got coming up this week, my friend?
First off, Will, that was a clickbait statement that you just said for more views. I'm also offended that you made me go before Erica. That is very poor journalism on your end there, sir.
I do apologize.
But no, for real. Your boy Ando goes back to work tomorrow for a full week. He'll also be working at the sports store on Sunday. But that's all clickbait. If you guys want to follow me, just follow me around, and I will tell you to get lost.
Erica, what do you have to finish us up tonight?
Before you say anything, Erica, just remember that also was clickbait for more views. So, yeah, end the show.
Mr. Ed's been dead for a long time, bro. Stop it.
That's my heel
really
John
big
Cena.
show.
That's my heel John Cena voice.
Okay,
you have to watch the interview. Watch the interview.
Yes, you do. For real, okay. You do for real.
You guys are all something else. Will, I'm super offended that you made me go last and let everybody else go first.
Now you just got to say that that's clickbait, and we're doing it for headlines. That's all you have to say.
I mean, really, at this point, I don't have to say it.
This is for headlines, baby.
Say it.
Listen, I'm giving you the honor to close us out tonight.
I mean, I wasn't really complaining. I was trying to just make fun of fucking Ando because he's a pussy complaining because I'm offended. But he's also a Mariners fan, so he should probably be used to smelling pussy a lot, right? Because it's fishy over there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, it's right there
God.
by Pikes Market. So yeah, have you ever
I've
tossed
been to
the
Pikes
fish there?
Market, damn it. We're
Have you
not going to
tossed the
see.
fish?
I've been to Pikes Market. We're not going to sit here and disrespect Pikes Market.
No, absolutely not. And then have
No.
you had
Listen.
Ivers clam chowder?
No.
Don't talk.
Listen,
You got to have Ivers clam chowder.
you've also had your churro fucking fill somewhere too, Will. So we ain't gonna discuss that one either.
Okay, that for real was
You'll never call me
clickbait, and
back,
we're
by the
getting
way.
headlines right there.
You never called me back, by the way.
Did she
Hey, you
sprinkle
gonna
the
promise?
cinnamon
How
and
the hell
sugar
you
on
gonna
it? Will?
promise? How the hell you gonna promise somebody? How the hell you gonna promise somebody some Cheerios? Do you want to call a brother back? That's just
Maybe-
disrespectful.
Maybe
That's
she
just
ran
so
out of cinnamon and sugar. Will.
disrespectful.
Maybe
She
she
ran out
found
of cinnamon
somebody
and
with a.
sugar.
Maybe she found somebody with a full size churro instead of a bag of mini churros.
You mean a ding dong?
May-
Ding dong instead of a
Got
Twinkie?
him. Got him.
Erica got them cupcakes over there.
Count it,
Oh my god,
Kobe.
Colby.
that girl can never call me. That girl can never call me back. Never ever. She.
Oh shit.
How you gonna do your boy?
Well,
How you
Will, what
gonna
if
do
she
your boy
comes
like
back
that?
with them ho-hos, Will?
How you gonna get your boy like? How you gonna do your boy like that?
Will,
How
what
you
if
gonna do
she
your
comes
boy
back
like
with
that?
the ho-hos?
Say
If
what?
she comes back with the ho-hos, you got to let her in, bro. You got the
Jesus
she
fucking
bringing them
Christ.
ho-hos for that ding dong, bro. Come on.
Okay, so back on topic. So OKC thinks they're gonna win it all over here. That's where I'm sitting. Hey, shout out to Shohei and his wife. They had their baby girl.
Oh yes, congratulations. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't say that at all.
Get Christian clap. Good Christian
Oh,
clap.
jeez. But yeah, no, doing some self-discovery, trying to get on some new routines with my child. Kind of had some changes in life, and yeah.
I
Good for you,
am.
Erica.
I am
What?
so excited.
I said
I am
good
so
for you.
excited because
Thanks.
I am so excited because Cooper Flag made himself eligible for an NBA draft today, and I am so ecstatic to see where he ends up. If he ends up, and check this out, you guys, if he ends up with the Spurs, him and Wemby,
That's not going to happen.
ooh, it could though. It could though.
Okay, hold on. Here's why I say it's not. Okay. So based off of the standings, the Spurs finished third worst in the West.
They
All
did.
right. But they finished with 34 wins.
Mhm.
Every team that did not make it to the play-in tournament in the East had a worse record than San Antonio. So San Antonio has the 8th best odds. That's
We've
like
seen it
what,
happen though.
That's like a 7% chance.
But we've seen it happen though.
The top 3 teams get a 12.5% chance. Well,
But we've seen it happen though.
Okay.
Look,
and if it does,
look,
I'll be the
look.
first one to pat you
You'll
on
be
the
the
back.
first one
But
at
it's not.
But
I
look,
don't see it happening.
but look. Carmike was up here telling something. The Lakers gonna get him. No, they ain't.
No, because the Lakers don't have any draft capital to make
Nope.
it happen.
I want the Spurs to get it. I want the Spurs to get him for him and Wemby together.
I wouldn't be against Flag going to Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia put Flag in there with a healthy Embiid. That could be something. Or even if Embiid, because I know it's a joke, because Embiid can't stay healthy. Cooper Flag will play those back-to-backs, though.
Him
I
and
think
Maxie
it'd be cool that
would.
way.
Him and Maxie would.
Hey, I forgot to say something. That's why I was sitting here doing this weird stuff. So, really interesting thing. So, Nico, I am leaving, whatever his name is. I mean that with no disrespect. Went to UCLA. UCLA just took the quarterback from at Tennessee. So now Tennessee lost their QB to UCLA, and UCLA quarterback is now at Tennessee.
Yeah. Also,
that's like a trade with extra steps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
Nico's
That's a college
little
football trade.
Nico's little brother just signed with UCLA as well.
Yeah.
So both I'm gonna leave is playing in UCLA.
Mm.
What do you
All
think?
right.
Maybe one less win now. They're gonna lose an extra game now because I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna lose. He just needs to change his name to like Wario or something. Just grow out a mustache and be the bad guy from.
I just want to
Mario Brothers.
clarify this UCLA flag is for volleyball, not football.
Yeah. No.
And if there is nothing else, I want to say thank you to.
Hold on,
everybody.
Will. We forgot the best segment. Fuck Rob Manfred, fuck Jerry Reinsdorf, and fuck Jerry Jones.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially
And fuck
Jerry
Nico. Fuck Nico from the Dallas Mavericks too. How the hell do you not know? How the hell do you not know the lifeblood of your team by trading away your best player? He said that in an interview today. Like,
you have to look past the results.
This ain't fucking results. This is something I would expect Jerry Jones to do, not Nico from the Mavericks. I didn't
Just
know that.
look past the results.
I didn't know Luka was the heart
read,
and soul of our...
Nico Collins definitely read the Mickey Loomis book on being a general manager.
Oh yeah, he did. He really did.
He's got shit highlighted and circled.
Oh yeah.
But
he got all the air quotes ready.
Yeah, he got all the air quotes ready. Like my 14-year-old, my 15-year-old, my 15-year-old, he watches basketball occasionally, more like through clips on TikTok than anything else. And I would be willing to bet that handing him a copy of 2K and saying, do whatever you want, would still net better results than Nico Collins and what he's doing right now with the Mavericks.
Yeah, Nico Collins pulled the Woody Johnson from the Jets.
I don't get what he's doing.
In the press conference, Nico said today, I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. Harrison said Monday during his season-ending news conference 6 days after a session with a smaller group of reporters that the clubs called to try to move on from the exhausted discussions of the Doncic trade. I didn't quite know to what level he was important. Your job as a fucking general manager is to know this shit.
Yep.
That kills your credibility.
Yep.
He
like
should
just
be
completely.
Can we please get Mark Cuban back? Mark Cuban, take back majority owner, become the general manager.
I mean, if he waits a little while longer, the value is going to drop enough that he can get his shares back for cheaper than he sold them for.
Yep. At this point.
Yep.
I mean, but is he going to want to? Realistically, Nico Collins set them back 5 years at a minimum to be in contender, probably 10 years before they're an actual championship team.
Yeah, if they can get that way, because the West is going to be competitive for the next
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when LeBarbie retires, the West will still be competitive.
Absolutely, because
with as young as that OKC Thunder and Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets teams are, those are the two teams you're going to have to watch for the next 5+ years in the West.
And the Lakers, the Luka Lakers aren't going to be a joke. You know, they're going to put money in that. They're going to build around them. They don't give a fuck about luxury tax.
Yeah.
So it's the Matt Ishbia is eventually going to figure shit out in Phoenix. And the Suns will be a contender at some point. I don't know how long it's going to take, but they will get there. Mm-hmm. I could see Golden State fizzling out, but I mean, realistically, if Memphis gets an actual leader, they now own that division.
Yeah. If Zion can stay healthy with CJ,
good luck with that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole lot of things. They've got so much. They're going to have to work hard to just be a playing team.
Yep.
Why would you want to buy into that now? Because what's crazy is they are actually in a worse situation trading away Luka than Phoenix is right now in their present situation. Am I wrong?
No.
Nico just needs to say I fucked up. I'm wrong. Goodbye.
No, dog.
And here's the thing. And Will saw me say this earlier in the Wire Sports chat. I think the ownership of the Mavs is keeping Nico as long as they can to make sure he is the entire fucking focal point of that, of all of that heat.
Oh yeah, he the fall guy.
They're gonna make sure that he absorbs everything. He's not gonna get fired until he is no longer worth it to them to keep on as a distraction.
Then he'll be gone.
And then he'll be gone. That's the entire reason that Nico still has a job. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only
fall
thing
guy.
That makes sense.
He's going to be your fall guy. He's going to be the poster child for the fall guy.
Well,
He's
someone's got to do it. And he already made that job for himself by doing what he did with Luka. So, may as well.
But here's the thing. It wasn't just him. The ownership signed off on that trade.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. It wasn't just him.
They are
100%.
absolving themselves of criticism by keeping him as the focal point. That's what they're doing.
Yup. They deflected them bullets.
He's
All
the
right.
meat shield.
Yep.
He's
All right, you
saying
guys,
meat
I wanna say-
feels like it's Borderlands.
This will say thank you for everybody having us in your living room tonight here on Wire to Wire Sports with the Sports Report podcast. We do appreciate it. We'll be back again next week, same bat time, same bat channel, for another edition of the Sports Report. I will be back tomorrow morning for Coffee and Sports in the Morning with Mo and Carmike. Until then,
catch me Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern on Wire to Wire Sports pages for podcast name deferred.
All right.
And Erica too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say just 7. I won't be there. Don't worry.
And Erica.
All right, you guys. We'll see you then. Everyone have a great week. Have a safe week. Take care.
Claptrap would make a better GM than Nico Harrison. Hell of a lot more entertaining too.
Dang.